thinking about. It's a reality check with a twist of Stoicism. You see, Stoics teach us about detachment and the power of focusing on what we can control, which is a lot like what she's thinking about when you stop texting her all the time. She's not pining. She's thinking about how you've gone from being boring to interesting, and she might even wonder if you've decided to stop following the crowd and instead stand out. You might think she's dying for your return, but she might just be playing emotional peekaboo, going away and coming back to see how you react. Guess what? Most people think you'll react the same way you always do, but here's a somber take on it. What if you make a different choice? What if your silence says a lot about your mental and self-worth? Do not just stand there, take action. Who knows, maybe she'll start looking for the wonder you've become. Oh, and don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and ring that bell while you're at it. Bell. Let's learn more about the Stoic way of thinking and make things right for you. Stay tuned, and let's find our way back together. First, the feeling of being rejected. Let's talk about something we've all felt but don't often talk about. Rejection is that painful, ego-bruising experience that no one wants to admit they've had. Now, imagine this situation. You stop chasing her, and you don't go away slowly. Instead, you disappear all of a sudden, like a ghost. 1 minute you were her world, giving her lots of attention, and the next she's gone. When you leave, she loses all control. With a trace, it's like pulling the rug out from under her. At first, she might not pay attention, but soon she realizes what's going on. Suddenly, she goes from feeling like the queen of the universe to wondering what happened, and did she do something wrong? Is he no longer interested in her ego? Sky-high drops, and this is where the real emotional roller coaster starts. She feels sad. It's not just that you're not paying attention to her. She feels like you've forgotten about her, and the time you spent with her now seems pointless. Trust me, every unread message and missed call turns into a puzzle in her mind. Did I say something wrong? Am I not as interesting as I thought I was? She's looking for solutions where there are none, but when anger comes along with the sadness, she starts to ask herself, who does he think he is just disappearing like that? How dare he ignore me? She fights back because her ego is hurt, and she's angry at you, but her anger often turns inward as well. She starts to wonder what she did wrong and why she wasn't good enough, and the comparison game starts. Maybe you're with someone else, and the shame of feeling rejected is like a weak person she doesn't want anyone to see. She starts hiding behind fake smiles to keep up appearances, because in her head, she's picturing everyone seeing her as the girl who couldn't keep your attention, the girl who got left behind in public. She'll try to act like it doesn't bother her, but inside, she's a storm of insecurity. This is where Stoicism comes in. You have stepped back and aren't doing this on purpose. You've just let go and aren't caring about the outcome. Stoicism teaches us that we can't control how other people feel or react. You stopped pursuing her not to get a response, but because you believe in letting things happen naturally without attachment. Now that you've stepped away, she's in full reflection mode. Every conversation, every small gesture, every glance shared between the two of you gets replayed in her mind. And she starts to wonder what she could have done differently if she had been warmer, colder, or played harder to get this. Self-reflection is powerful, but it also takes a toll, and here's the twist. While she's busy analyzing every detail, you're living your life without any worries. The key to getting through this isn't manipulation, it's living with the understanding that you can't control other people's reactions or emotions. By stepping back without expecting anything in return, you keep your peace of mind. But the great thing is that you don't care. Caring too much gives her power, but not caring at all is the ultimate trump card. To sum up, rejection hurts and makes both of you think, question, and wonder. But here's the tough truth. You can decide how much it bothers you. If you walk away and keep going, letting her deal with her own problems, you'll find peace in detachment. Don't look back. Let her figure out how she feels while you move on stronger and less upset. Before we move on to the next point, take a moment to think about how rejection has changed your thoughts, actions, or even your sense of self-worth. Has there ever been a time when stepping back gave you the clarity and peace you needed? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Don't hold back, share what you've learned, or simply type, "Peace lies in detachment," to remind yourself of the power in letting go. Now, let's move forward and explore what's next. Number 2. The emotion of missing something. Picture this. There's a certain irony to the way people, especially women, start to value you the moment you step out of their immediate reach. It's almost like a psychological game. And believe me, it's fascinating to watch. Watch, you haven't left her forever, but the second you stop chasing her, everything changes. It's as if your absence pulls the rug from under her feet, triggering a wave of emotions she wasn't prepared for. Suddenly she's overwhelmed with the fear of losing you, and it's in that very moment that she realizes how much she truly cared. But here's the kicker: when you were there, giving her your time, your energy, and showing her you were the nice guy, she barely noticed. You were just another option, just another guy who was there when she needed. But when you step back, when you disappear into the background, that's when her world flips upside down. It's comical, really. All it took was your sudden disappearance, and boom, now you're the prize. She didn't even know she wanted. In that moment, something changes within her. The feeling of loss, or rather, the fear of losing you, becomes the driving force. She starts to replay every memory in her mind, like an endless movie reel. Those moments you shared, the laughter, even the smallest, most mundane conversations now seem like precious gems. It's like your absence raises you to an untouchable status in her mind. She starts to wonder if she really lost him, and if there is still a chance to fix things. That's when she starts to overthink, analyzing every interaction like a detective looking for clues to where things went wrong. Let's be honest, she hasn't lost anything. You just stopped being available. And that's when the magic happened. Stoicism teaches us that loss is more often imagined than real. In her case, it's the fear of losing something that makes her feel like she can't breathe. The unknown may be what's making her so upset, but the Stoic truth is that this feeling of loss will only last for a short time. Panic for a while, because she might try to get you back, and she might be successful. But once you're back, that sense of urgency will go away. If you don't keep your distance, she'll only value you when she thinks you're slipping away. Once she's comfortable again, it's back to square one. This is where the Stoic mindset comes in. You must set your own limits. Don't let the temporary chase make you think she'll always value you. The key is to never be fully available, because in the end, she'll treat you with indifference. She stays involved because she doesn't want to lose. Knowing your worth and never letting anyone take it for granted are the most important things. You must live by the Stoic principle of detachment. Stay relaxed and in charge, and never let anyone fully access you. Stop being the person she only cares about when she thinks she's losing you. It's time to change. The story. Don't be that product that everyone rushes to buy but then forgets about once the panic is over. Instead, be that rare, hard-to-find thing that people will always want but never fully get. Within reach. If you think this way, you'll stop being the man she takes for granted and become the man she wishes she had kept. If you're sick of being a waste of time, it's time to break the loop. Take charge of your feelings, your life, and your worth. Before it's too late, read the digital book described below to learn how to be indifferent, how to stop playing these games, and most importantly, how to make her realize what she's lost. It's time to be the man she didn't know she needed until it was too late. Curiosity is a strong feeling that can take over her mind. Keep her up at night and make her do things she normally wouldn't think about. If you leave her life, stop following her, and just disappear without a trace, you leave a whole mind that she will fill with thoughts of you. As a question that needs an answer, let me ask you this. How often do people really stop and think about what's going on when they know what's going on? When you step back and don't give her any clarity, her mind starts racing. She's thinking, why did he leave? Did he find someone better? Was it something I did? The possibilities flood her mind, and with each passing moment she wants to know more and more. In Stoic philosophy, one of the main ideas is emotional resilience and control. A Stoic doesn't react emotionally or impulsively. Instead, they understand the power of restraint. This is exactly the mindset you adopt when you disappear. You're not ghosting her out of small talk or to play games. You're choosing to step back and keep your cool. The chaos that happens in her mind is out of your control, but it's a natural part of human curiosity. Let me tell you more about what happens in her mind when you pull away. It turns into a battlefield of doubts and questions. She'll start looking for answers in everything. First, she'll stalk your social media, looking at every post, story, and like as if it were a clue in a mystery. She'll see if you're going out, if you've met someone new, or if your life is going on without her. Next, she'll talk to your mutual friends to find out anything she can, like, has he mentioned me? Or, is he seeing someone else? She might even ask your family what's going on to get an answer. Here's where Stoicism comes in. One of its principles is knowing what you can and can't control. You can't control her feelings or her curiosity, but you can control your silence and your actions. By not answering her questions, you stay calm and collected, becoming the center of her storm of questions. It's this emotional control that makes you both interesting and powerful in her eyes. She'll want to figure out the code that is you, and the more you fight it, the more she'll want to do it. Curiosity is easy to break. She likes the unknown, but as soon as you give her even a hint of an answer, the mystery is gone. That's why you need to stay disciplined. If she finds out why you left, or that you're purposely keeping the information from her, the mystery is gone. Stoicism teaches us that we shouldn't let our feelings control what we do. Do not fall into the trap of giving her the answers she wants. If you do, you could kill the very thing that makes her think about you. If you don't stop her, curiosity can turn into obsession. She may start showing up at places you frequent while saying it's just a coincidence. She may look through all of your online interactions, putting together pieces of your life that you didn't even know were public. It's all part of her desperate attempt to figure out who you are. But the truth is, she can't. The only way to keep her interested is to keep your motives and reasoning a mystery. Stoicism also teaches us about detachment. When you pull away, you're practicing detachment, letting go of the need for approval or closure. You know you don't have to explain yourself to anyone, so you let her wonder. That way, you stay in charge while she's stuck in the cycle of doubt and interest. There are no answers for her, but she should look for them because, in the end, desire may not kill the cat, but it will keep her chasing the one she can't figure out. Imagine that you've been there for her. Not too much, but just enough so she knows you're interested. Then one day you decide